Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about 5 athletes the team could consider for a potential signing after the draft. It's important to note that the draft is still ahead of us, but the period of free agency that follows offers teams a chance to address any needs that may emerge during the selection process. Without further delay, let's dive into the analysis of these potential additions. To begin, we have a defender who once played for the Falcons. His journey is quite interesting, having started with a team where he made a significant impact. He later transitioned to another notable team and was expected to be pursued during free agency. Eventually, he joined the Falcons, where he had a respectable performance, even though the defense struggled statistically. Despite that, he managed to rack up 5 sacks, an interception, and even a touchdown. Quite impressive considering the circumstances surrounding the team's overall performance. Bringing in a defender like this could be a smart move, especially when considering his prior experience with the team and familiarity with the defensive system. Players with ties to the organization often find it easier to transition back in. However, it's crucial to factor in his age. He'll be turning 30 this season. With that in mind, the team should also consider other players in the same age bracket who have already proven their worth on the field. This defender is well known for his skill set, which makes me believe he could be a great addition. Still, his advanced age, he'll be 33 at the start of the season, is something to think about. This raises the question of whether he's the right fit, especially since other players on the roster are also aging. Adding another seasoned defender might slow down the defense by the time we reach the latter stages of the season. As we approach the 18th game, having younger, fresher legs on the line becomes even more important. Perhaps the team is simply stacking experience, but that could come at the cost of explosiveness. Ideally, a young talent would emerge to start alongside a veteran, and this new signing could offer the best of both worlds, solid experience and familiarity with both the previous and current defensive schemes. What do you all think about this potential signing? On another note, let's talk about the team's interest in a running back who might be waiting for a favorable deal post-draft. We already have a standout running back, but there seems to be a lack of depth among the backups. I'm not entirely convinced the current option is the right fit for that role at this point. This particular back had a solid season when paired with another player, and bringing him in as a reserve could be a smart move. However, it's worth remembering that this year's draft class is strong at the running back position. So is this really a pressing need? I believe we might address that need through the draft, given the number of quality options available. Dobbins shared the backfield with Gus Edwards last season, and having him as a reserve would be a solid decision. But again, considering the depth of this draft at running back, will the team even need to go after another veteran? I'm leaning toward the idea that we'll meet this need during the draft. Dobbins brings explosive potential to the field. He's a powerful runner who can reach the end zone and brings a physical style of play. There's also talk of mixing things up by pairing Dobbins with someone like Naga, especially since we invested heavily to bring him in for a year. I wouldn't be surprised to see J.K. Dobbins return, even though there are rumors linking him to teams in the AFC West. That's certainly concerning, and I've seen mentions of other franchises possibly courting him. While many of us hope he'll be back, financial considerations remain uncertain. He's likely assessing what teams plan to do in the draft, whether they're in the market for a starting back or a backup. Either way, having him back will be fantastic. Moving on, there's another widely respected player who could be headed back to the Chargers. The big question is whether the team will fill this particular need in the draft. The more I study this wide receiver class, the more I think we could land a solid player. If we decide to go that route in the second round, I'm not sure if we'll double down on offense in back-to-back picks. Still, having a reliable and versatile wide receiver would be a great asset, especially in the latter half of the season. This player had a solid run with his previous team and delivered consistently, even though the main star remains someone we've re-signed. For 2 straight seasons, this receiver has been dependable, someone you can count on when it matters most. He had a respectable campaign and showed consistency throughout. Although he had a strong teammate by his side, things seem to be shifting. His jersey number was reassigned, and he's expressed interest in staying on the West Coast, which narrows down his options. Personally, I think he would be a great fit on a few teams out there. However, much of this will become clearer after the draft. Once teams reassess their rosters and determine whether they still need to bring in another wide receiver. With other players currently in the room, there are still questions about whether any of them can truly fill that role, or if a trade might be on the table. It's been a hot topic in our discussions, and I'm curious to see where he ends up. Now, shifting gears, let's talk about another running back who could spark debate: Nick Chubb. In 2023, he suffered a severe knee injury, truly a heartbreaking moment for such a standout athlete. Even in photos, he appeared significantly leaner than before as he worked to recover, and he hasn't quite looked like himself since. I don't believe he ever fully returned to top form, yet the team seemed eager to get him back on the field, hoping he'd regain his previous level. Sadly, that didn't happen, and the team faced collective struggles last season. Ultimately, I see Nick Chubb as someone who could play a crucial role, much like J.K. Dobbins did for us last year. Chubb has real potential to make an impact as a complementary back, a powerful runner with big playability, assuming his knee doesn't hold him back. He could be acquired at a low cost and might even become a comeback player of the year candidate. Not long ago, he was one of the most reliable backs in the league. Although he looks smaller during his recovery, his social media activity suggests he's working hard to regain full strength. That tells me his knee might be improving and his physical condition is trending upward. Taking a chance on him could pay off. A contract heavy on incentives seems ideal, giving him the opportunity to prove himself in training camp. If he shows he's still got it, he could be a valuable piece. It would be a low-risk investment, just a veteran minimum deal with the flexibility to make a final decision once the roster is set. After all, he could still emerge as one of the most effective backs in the league this season. Finally, there's another player who deserves attention, someone whose recent season was rather puzzling. He seemed lost on the field at times, even though he started strong before suffering a shoulder injury. That setback impacted his performance and prevented him from showing his full potential. He ended up on injured reserve and couldn't return, creating a complicated situation. Maybe he just didn't fit the physical style the team wanted for that role. It's unclear whether he was truly struggling, but his talent is undeniable. In one game, he managed to force turnovers, and there's another player with a similar profile who takes risks and creates big plays. If the team doesn't fill this need during the draft, there might be an opportunity to bring him back. He's visited multiple teams for interviews and still hasn't received an offer. Rumors suggest he's looking for a substantial deal. Still, he could help fill a gap in the roster. There's always a case to be made for adding more talent to key positions, and after the draft, a return could be on the table. I genuinely believe he's capable and would adapt quickly to the defensive system. Sharing opinions about which of these players make sense for the team is always welcome. Of course, not all of them will be signed, but discussing these possibilities is part of what makes the offseason so compelling. I would love to hear your opinions in the comments. It's an exhilarating evening brimming with energy and excitement as we embark on the captivating conversations to come. Prepare yourself for an intense experience as we delve into the dynamic moments that are just around the corner. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Los Angeles Chargers. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. The NFL offseason is full of rumors and speculation, but one that has recently caught the attention of fans and analysts alike is the possibility of T.J. Watt leaving the Pittsburgh Steelers and joining the Los Angeles Chargers. While many are skeptical, the mere mention of such a high-profile move has sent shockwaves through the league. Watt, a four-time finalist for NFL Defensive Player of the Year, has established himself as one of the most dominant forces on defense in recent years. His 22.5 sacks in 2021 tied the NFL single-season record, a testament to his relentless pursuit of quarterbacks. But could the Chargers be the next chapter in his illustrious career? The Chargers, known for their potent offense led by Justin Herbert, have long struggled with consistency on defense. Despite having talented players like Joey Bosa and Derwin James, the team has often been unable to put together a top-tier defense. Adding a player like T.J. Watt would immediately elevate their defensive unit, making them not only a force to be reckoned with, but also a more balanced team overall. Watt's ability to disrupt the opposing offense, rack up sacks, and force turnovers could be exactly what the Chargers need to finally make a deep playoff run. However, the speculation is not without its challenges. The Steelers have long been a stable franchise, and trading or losing a player of Watt's caliber would be a huge blow to their defensive identity. Moreover, Watt's current contract with Pittsburgh binds him to the team for a few more seasons. Any move would require substantial negotiations, and the financial implications could be significant. That said, the Chargers' growing championship aspirations could push them to make a bold move that might just be worth a risk. One factor that could make this rumor more plausible is Watt's recent performance. Coming off a 2023 season where he recorded his 100th career sack and showed no signs of slowing down, it's clear that Watt is still in the prime of his career. His ability to impact games, as shown in his spectacular performance against the New York Giants in Week 8, would make him a perfect fit in the Chargers system. With his consistent ability to disrupt plays, he could form an incredible tandem with Joey Bosa, creating one of the most feared pass-rushing duos in the league. The idea of T.J. Watt donning a Chargers uniform is tantalizing for fans who have been hoping for a stronger defensive presence in Los Angeles. Whether or not this rumor materializes into reality remains to be seen, but one thing is certain. If Watt were to join the Chargers, the entire landscape of the AFC would shift. Would the Steelers be willing to let go of their star linebacker? And if the Chargers land, Watt, could they finally be the team to dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs and emerge as the new AFC powerhouse? Only time will tell. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Los Angeles Chargers, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.